What's going on, Fast Turn Radio watchers, listeners, replay catchers, gompers? What's up? And everybody that has joined us live, I appreciate it. Got a small crowd tonight, but that's okay. I prefer an intimate setting anyway. So we got about a dozen people on live, and hopefully I'll give you guys some information. Feel free to ask any questions you want, because it's actually kind of cool with a small crowd. The chat doesn't go by too fast. We can talk about anything that's on your mind. Excuse me, as long as you can put up with me kind of clearing my throat every so often, I think we're going to make it through. So a little bit what I'm going to talk about. I haven't been doing my numbers consistently the way that I plan to as far as the spend, and I haven't done any updates on actual sales. So I'm going to update some of that stuff tonight. And to be honest with you, the spend, I'm having a hard time keeping up with it. Couple of things that I've run into are, hang on just a second, let me get this muted. All right. Some of the things that I have run into with trying to keep up is, one, if I do online ordering, I've tried to wait until things actually ship before I put that on the spreadsheet. Otherwise it ships, or otherwise I show it as a purchase, but then it doesn't ship, it gets canceled for whatever reason. REI gave me the kiss of death not too long ago. So, I had I don't know what it was, say an $800 order in with REI. Well, then they came and said, we're never going to send anything to you again, and, canceled that order. So rather than go through, not REA, REI, as in the outdoor company. But so no, REI gave me the kiss of death and said that I am no longer a welcome customer of theirs. And so they, gave me the boot. That's cool. Life goes on. But that was, again, I'm just estimating. I'd have to go back to look it up, but it was probably a $600 to $800 order, somewhere in there. So I don't put that stuff on my spreadsheet until it actually ships. Problem is, I'm not organized enough to remember to go back and add it to the spreadsheet. And like right now, honestly, I updated this the other day to the best of my ability, went through a bunch of invoices, all that kind of stuff, and orders. And I have a wholesale order that I show on 3/14, right? March 14th, like 2 days ago. I show a wholesale order of $4,700. I have no idea why I put that number in there. I can't find anything that ties back to it. I don't know if I mistyped an invoice from somebody else. So I am truly, I knew it was going to be a struggle, and sure enough, it is a struggle to try to keep up with this spending chart. But I'm gonna, I'll update you, like I said, with what I have. Take it for what it is. It's just me putting the stuff into a spreadsheet. At the end of the year, that's where the numbers really matter. It all goes through QuickBooks, and that's where I get my true cost of goods and all that. This is more just for fun and me trying to see where the money goes and all that. But anyway, so we'll get into some of the spending, some of the sales, and then also a couple of apps, or let's see, services. Probably better to classify these as services that I have started using just in the last couple of days, maybe the last week, and some of the results that I've seen from that. And again, small crowd. Anything you guys want to talk about? I might even talk about a little bit of the direct to Amazon shipping that I covered pretty extensively. I did about an hour-long Zoom with my coaching group, and got a lot of positive feedback from that. I am a huge fan of it. So anyway, we'll touch on some of that. So here we go. Let's get into some of these numbers. I don't think I want to put them up on the screen, because I'm just, I'd rather not put them up on the screen, but I will read some of it to you and let you know where things stand in March. All right, so let's start with January. And remember, what I'm trying to do is spend about $40,000 a month, with the idea being that would give me a spend of about $480,000 for the year. And if I spend that much with the inventory I already have, and knowing that I sell most things at about a 2x price over my cost, that would put me close to the $1 million in sales, assuming everything sells, which it won't, because we all make buying mistakes. But that's just the general rundown. And if I can do 40,000 or even close to it throughout most of the year, you know you're going to spend a lot more than that in the October, November, December Q4 leading up to Christmas. So, you know, if I can even be in the ballpark, I'll be happy. And I think I'm going to be. It's just, honestly, it's a lot different than I expected it to be. So the numbers are just the general numbers right now. 35,000 in January, 29,000 in February, and so far in March, I have spent, it shows on the spreadsheet, and I got to go find where I got this number from. It's showing $10,442. The problem is there's 4,700 of that I have no idea why I put that on the spreadsheet. I know exactly where the other 5,700 came from, but the 4,700, I think I might have just put in a typo. So there, you know, there's a $4,000 mistake. Awesome. The whole spreadsheet's just shot. Yay. Tom said Vegas. It might have been meals and entertainment in Vegas. That's quite the possibility. Yeah, I don't know. You know, some of our ASD buys, which I did quite a few with the Young Guns, and or we as the Young Guns. I'm still not sure if I'm part of the group or not. I am definitely friends with them, but I mean the Young Guns. It's the four core guys that started that because they were new on the scene. But anyway, so we as a group spent a significant amount, and those orders are starting to come through. Now that is what one of these things in March is for. The 5,700. I know exactly what that's for. That's part of the ASD buy. Yeah, and Scanner Monkey, I assume that's Jay, is saying you got to stop drinking bourbon when you are inputting numbers on those spreadsheets. Dude, I think I needed some bourbon because I did it like during the day, and I just, for the life of me, cannot come up with where that is. T-Rex said switch to wine. Not a chance. Unless it's Boone's Farm. You know, Strawberry Hill, I could probably handle. I hate wine. I despise it. I had tried it. Jay even tried to get me to try the good stuff, and he said everyone's a wine drinker. They just need to find the right wine. No, I tried it. It still tastes like wine. Unless they come up with a wine that does not taste like wine, it's not going to happen. Arbor Mist. No, that's nasty stuff. That's what I've heard. I've never actually tried Arbor Mist, but regardless, not a wine guy. It's not happening. Like beer, I like bourbon, like most any hard liquor. Don't like scotch. But all right, back to yeah, Jay says he'll drink bourbon with me in Orlando. You betcha. Better. Looking forward to that. I am definitely looking forward to Orlando. That's coming up this weekend. So back to the spreadsheet for what it's worth. We've got, so on the year total, I've spent about $75,500 so far. 41,000 of that was wholesale, 23,000 was online, and about just under 10,000 RA. I have not done much RA at all. So not sure what those percentages break down to. Somebody wants to run them through a calculator real quick, you can, or I can for you. I guess I could pull them up. So let's see, 41,996. So actually about 42,000 so far in wholesale. Give or take 4,000. Yeah, it's irritating me. And I just found it like 20 minutes before I came on. I was looking over the spreadsheet so I could give you guys good information. And that just stuck out at me. And now I'm all flustered and kind of irritated. But, and I did not put my numbers in right. 41,996 divided by 75,581. About 55% wholesale so far this year. The 23,700 is going to be about 31% OA. So we're at 55% wholesale, 31% OA, and then RA, we are at riveting conversation. I know this is okay. 13%. So far on the year, we are roughly 55% wholesale. Whatever I said on the OA was what, 35%, and then about 13% RA. So what it came out to. All right. Anyway, you guys get the idea. And then just to give you some more insight, and this will change drastically very soon. I have in front of me about 10, about 13,000, 14,000 in wholesale invoices that need to be paid. So once those clear, those numbers are going to jump drastically. And that's all wholesale orders. And yeah, I'm actually flipping through the pages. I've been working on that for the last couple of days, trying to get that stuff all squared away. And that is going to be, most of that, about 10,000 of it is going to be direct to Amazon shipped, which I'm very excited about. All right, T-Rex says his sales to date are 129,513.03. So sales to date, you setting the pace? Probably not. I'll look at it in a minute, but I doubt it. I'm pretty sure you're ahead of me. I've this year, I didn't really have a plan for it, but it has very much become a longer term planning than what I have done in the past. I've focused a lot on holiday and seasonal. Right now, I'm buying a ton of summer stuff because here we are in mid-March. So I'm like, all these invoices that I'm telling you about, it's a bunch of summer stuff. So I'm kind of using that as the fuel to propel me down the road. I am not doing as much RA. It's just not working into my schedule very well. There's just not that big honey hole of stuff that I need to run out and grab right now. It hasn't fit into the plan so far this year. So no, John, with the way you're killing it, and I know where you're at and what you're doing, I am quite confident you are kicking my butt. But all right, so that's the sales side of stuff. Now we can, let me get this up. We can go look, or I'm sorry, that's the buy side of stuff. But we can go in and take a look at the sales. Let's see. Make sure I'm not giving away anything I don't want to give away. All right. So let's bring up the screen share. Like I said, we haven't done this in a while, so it's kind of fun to visit every now and then. All right. Hopefully you guys can see my screen. And you'll see the last payout was nice at about 17.9. I was hoping to hit 20, but we didn't quite do it. And in the last, 5 days since then, we're up to about $4,600. But, you see over here, sales are they're just kind of toting along right now. Nothing earth-shattering or drastic, but the amount of work that's gone into it is what I'm happy about. Honestly, it has fit my schedule very well, what I've needed to do. And I have been very hands-off with a lot of my inventory, and I kind of like that. I honestly do. So that's the last seven days is 9,600. 15-day is 22,000, and 30-day is 49,000. For those of you listening, we'll go into the business reports. You see we're at 1,200 on the day today. Yesterday was a little over 2,000, 1,100 last week. Same day last year, about 400. So that's been pretty normal. And you'll see here, I can pull up, I was looking at this last night. So if we look at the month to date, we're right at about 20. Yeah, okay. We're almost to 25 with today's sales. So we're at 24,900. Well, that's right at $1,500 a day. We're at the 16th of the month. Pretty sure if I take 24,000, divide that by the 16 days that we're at, that is dead on. 24,000 is $1,500 a day. I'm okay with that. With the amount of work that I've put into it, with very few exceptions, I am more than happy with those numbers. And we can take a look at the year to date and see kind of where we stand compared to last year. So we'll do 1/1 this year to 3/16, which is today. And yeah, there you go, John. See, you're killing me, man. You're up by $11,000 on me. So sales so far year to date, 118,000. Now, what I like and what works so well for my projections and where I want to be is if you look at the same date range last year, there was only 46,000 sold at that time. This year we're at 18,000. That's about 2.5 times the sales. So, you know, I couldn't be happier with that. With the amount of work that I've put in, with the way this whole year is shaping up, I am very excited looking at where we were last year and able to finish at 580,000 for the year. I think it was 560 or 580. Let me make sure I don't misquote myself. Yeah, it was 580. So this year we're at 118,000, whereas the same period last year we were at 46,000. We finished the year at 580. I think we're going to be able to hit the million just being the way that it is. And T-Rex says, need to get a little ahead before next month's disaster with me moving back. I assume you mean the time that you're going to lose while you're moving, which is obviously going to take a big chunk out of your ability to do RA. Nobody likes to move. There's no good way to do it. It's time consuming. It's just the way life is. All right, so we'll go back. Let's see. And Michael Flanagan says, well on track to hit 1 million, and you didn't think you could do it. And T-Rex says, your graph is awesome. What is that spike Valentine's Day? Yes, sir. Yeah, that huge spike right there, that is the week of Valentine's Day. And, you know, I expected a similar spike, not quite that big, but I expected a similar spike going into next week, honestly. And what I found is I'm selling out of my Easter stuff a lot sooner than I expected to. I'm going to be sold out of my best stuff before the week of Easter ever gets here. But yeah, that's what this big spike you see it started. It really hit about February 8th and topped out on February 10th, and then drastically fell back off on the 12th. But yep, that's exactly what it is. Everybody, I geared up heavy for Valentine's, and it paid off pretty well. So anyway, that's where things stand. If there's anything else you'd like me to dig into, I definitely can. But that is our year in a nutshell. Yeah, ASP at 25. I'm a little surprised by that. I didn't realize it was that high, but I've been doing a little more bundling this year, and you know, Valentine's we did sell some. I say we because I sold with another person. We came up with a bundle for Valentine's that sold hundreds of units at $40 to $50. So that kind of stuff helps. Got some other items that are in that. Really selling more in the, I guess 50 to 60 range, some in the 40 to 50 range. So yeah, there are definitely some high price things. And then I saw some cheap stuff too. Stacy says, are your bundles mostly wholesale or RA? Mostly. Let's see. That's a good question. Just, as you can tell by my sheer spending, that most of what I'm doing is wholesale. And yeah, the bundles, I'm trying to think, other than adding a few RA items into the bundles, other than adding a few RA items into the bundles, no, they're not RA. They're mostly wholesale. But what I like to do, and I've talked about it on the show, is, you know, I'll use wholesale, I'll use OA, I'll use RA, and I'll take little pieces from everywhere, and I'll put that stuff in a bundle. And if you can duplicate it and you want to go find all those sources that I used to get it, go for it. You know, I'm not going to throw in, like I saw somebody threw in a pair of light up bunny ears in a bundle of pre-filled Easter egg, pre-filled Easter eggs. You know, so here's here's a bundle of Easter eggs, and then somebody throws in light up bunny ears, one set. It really didn't make any sense. So I don't do that kind of junk. I do stuff that helps the customer. It's by the rules, and it's the way things are supposed to be done according to Amazon policy. But I will definitely go to different sources to try to make you guys work a little harder. Not necessarily you guys, but anyone trying to duplicate any of my competitors trying to duplicate what I'm doing. You're going to have to go a few different places to find the stuff. And Tom asked, did you pull your unsold Valentine's Day stuff? No, I did not. I have not pulled any of it. Okay, are we done? If we're done with the numbers, I'm going to take this down just so I can actually talk to you guys. It's a little weird the way it looks when I have the screen share up. So I'm going to turn it off. If we need it back up, I'll be more than happy to put it back up. No, I did not pull the Valentine's Day stuff, and I'll tell you why. Some of it will roll over into possibly, and I know May 1st is the cutoff for chocolates, but I'm hoping that some of it appeals to the early Mother's Day shoppers, because it's not necessarily just Valentine's Day. Yes, it's Valentine's Day themed, but it's got chocolates and stuff that maybe will appeal to a few people. I'm still selling some of the stuff that is totally 100% Valentine's Day. What's the word I'm looking for? Labeled. I mean, just themed, whatever word you want to use. I mean, it's a 100% Valentine's Day. There's no way it carries over into Mother's Day. And I've sold 3 of them this week. I'm cool with that. Sold a couple of bundles just here and there randomly. So no, I'm not going to pull those. I will pull it. The ones that have chocolate in them, I will definitely pull when April 30th gets here. That's the rules. And this stuff is chocolate is meltable, obviously. So I'll pull it at that time. But until Amazon tells me I have to pull it, there's no way I'm taking it down. There's no reason to. It's already there. I'm not paying hardly anything in storage fees monthly. Now, you do get hit with some 6-month fees, but if I'm not paying anything for it, I don't mind letting it sit there. If I sell one every now and then, that's cool. And if I got to pull it all back in August, then I'll do that. And then I'll just send it back in a couple months later, or maybe I'll hold it until late December, early January, and I'll send it in for next Valentine's Day. I have come to the realization that I love fast turns. We'll never get away from it. No way. But what I have realized is just how fast a year goes. So while in the past, I would never be thinking as far ahead as I am now. Like I said, I'm already buying into summertime and graduation, and I'll start looking at back to school very soon. It's just the year. And when you're trying to plan ahead and make sure that you have plenty of inventory, the year goes very, very quickly. So for Valentine's Day, for example, which was about a month ago, we are not 11 months away from when I need to start thinking about Valentine's again. We're really only about 9 months away from Valentine's planning. So if I pull that stuff in August, I'm only going to be about 4 months out from when I'm starting to put this stuff together again. It's really not that long. The seasons, when you start to get into seasonal selling, it just comes by so quickly. So long explanation, but good question about the Valentine's Day stuff. I will pull it when I have to. I haven't up to this point. So, all right. And speaking of the bundles, let's get into one of the services that I'm sure you guys have heard of. I think most of you have, but I just never jumped on board until, what was it, yesterday? I think last night I was sitting there and saw on My Silent Team, I was cruising Facebook, and somebody posted something about merchant words. And I knew Scanner Monkey had a discount for it. So I jump on to Scanner Monkey and go find the discount, and I signed up, and it ended up being $9 a month for merchant words. I was like, you know what? I spend $9 a lot worse ways. If I find out that this just isn't worth it to me, not really a big deal. I'll just go ahead and cancel the subscription. It's month to month, and it's fantastic. I got to tell you, it blew me away when I started to put in just a few search terms on some of the bundles that I've created and what I thought would be there. I added several that had at least single digit thousands and up to double digit thousands of searches each month in keywords that I didn't have on my listings. It's going to be very difficult to tell what kind of effect adding those certain keywords, unless I were running ads and could track the conversions and all that kind of stuff. It's hard to know what kind of true effect that's going to have adding those keywords, but it sure as heck doesn't hurt anything. I mean, I've got the space on the listing, and it's just minor tweaks to things that I was kind of hitting around. You know, maybe it was, I put in a boy bicycle, and bicycle for boys was actually the very heavily searched term. Okay, so I put in a boy's bicycle, and really I should have put bicycle for boys. It was just that kind of stuff where the way I think of searching for something and the way people are actually searching for something, there was just a little disconnect there. So I added those terms. I left my terms in there because I'm happy with the sales that I'm getting. I just thought maybe I could boost them a little more. So if you're creating bundles, or if you struggle like I do with trying to figure out good keywords to go along with your listing, I highly recommend Merchant Words. It's just been fantastic. It really has. Just in the last couple of days, or last day, I guess, that I played with it, I've just been very impressed. Results come back quickly. You can download them to a CSV file, all that kind of stuff. So if you haven't tried it, I would definitely try it. I don't have any kind of affiliate code. I don't even know the guys that make it. I've never talked to them. So I have no affiliation with them specifically. It's just a product that I think is great. And so if you want to check it out, just go to merchantwords.com. If you're a member of ScannerMonkey, I would strongly suggest that you go to scannermonkey.com under their resources page, where they have the discounts and deals, and grab the code from there. So that's what I did. Saved me from paying $30 a month. Now I pay $9. It's a 70% discount. So highly recommended. The other one that you probably have not heard of, but is excellent. There's some discussion about how safe it is, I guess. But it's called AMZ Suite. So kind of like a play on Amazon. It's called amzsuite.com. And for those of you that are in the chat room, I'll put it up, and then I'll explain the good and bad of what it does and give you some of my results. So there's the website, amzsuite.com. It's a service that does three things. It automatically, overall what it does is automatically submit tickets for you on your account. The three things it will submit a ticket for are feedback removal. So if you have a negative feedback, they'll put in a ticket to have it removed. If you are owed a reimbursement because Amazon lost your stuff or broke your stuff, and they're supposed to reimburse you for it, and it doesn't, I don't know what reports they're pulling, but they're looking at whatever report, and they see that I didn't get reimbursed for stuff I should have been reimbursed for. So they'll do that. And then refunds. When a customer gets a refund on a product but doesn't actually send that product back in, then they'll submit a ticket on your behalf that says, hey, customer went past 45 days, the item is still not here, we should be reimbursed. And so that's the basic functions of what it does. It is, from what I've seen, I've had it for a little over a week now, and it has submitted, let me pull it up. I don't want to show you my account, but I can show you a couple things. So give me a second. Instead of just kind of talking off the top of my head, let me actually pull it up so I can look at it here. Okay. Okay. I was just looking, I'm under still under 7 days. Okay. Now, they give you 20 credits. And I should say, every time they successfully open a ticket for you, then it costs you $1.50. And they do that in the form of credits. So you get 20 free credits, which is essentially $30. because a credit is worth $1.50. So they give you 20 free credits. With those 20 free credits, they have opened up 16 cases. 9 of them were successful, 1 was unsuccessful, and 6 are still pending. So, and I will get to your question in just a second, John. Just let me run through this real quick. And you know what? I don't think there's anything. Let me see. I just wasn't sure exactly what was going to be on my screen. That's why I didn't want to show it to you guys. But here, let me bring up the screen so I can talk about it. And you guys can see exactly what I'm looking at. Okay, hopefully you see my screen. And man, I hope I'm not showing anything I don't intend to, but I don't really see anything up there. Okay, so you see I got my free credits. That was the 20. And then yesterday, or I guess it went through today, I paid $60 for 45 more credits because I was like, man, this thing's cranking and I like it. So far in 7 days on their money, I've gotten back, what's that, about $400, $178 in the refund rescuer and $215 in the inventory salvager. There's still 6 cases pending, and it looks like they have put in 4 more cases because I am now at 41 credits. So, all right, now let me get to some of these questions now that you can see what I'm actually looking at. T-Rex says, so basically like Refund Manager, I used it years ago and got thousands back, but then Amazon threatened to close my account if I didn't stop letting other entities access. They changed their methods, but still there are issues. Do you feel that there isn't an issue here? There may be an issue. There very well may be an issue. I think for me personally, it's going to come down to how often do they submit tickets. So, you know, is submitting 2 tickets a day, essentially, right? Submitted tickets, 16 in the last 7 days. Is that too many? I don't know. So I guess it's possible, but it depends. You know, yeah, I forget the name of the service that was there a few years ago, but they like had Autobots just firing off tickets left and right, and it was ridiculous. So if that happens, it's possible that they shut it down and we may get warnings. We're in the opening kind of stages of this. But I really, as far as letting other entities access your account, is it really any different than letting a VA access your account? I don't think it is, but Amazon may see it differently. I'm just I just show you guys what I do. It was worth the free 20 credits where I got back, you know, about $400 for nothing to see how I liked it. And I did like it. So that's why I spent another $60 to actually have some more credits in there. All right, so Mindy says there was a service like that a few years ago. Amazon got upset because they got bombarded with open tickets. Yes. John Stevenson says, I just got this today using Refund Manager. We are happy and we were able to get back for you $559.34 from Amazon. So there you go. Refund Manager maybe works just as well or even better. Not sure. T-Rex says still exists, called Refund Manager. Now they send you the items to initiate. And he said, right, John Stevenson. So that's part of their conversation. John says, I don't do anything. It's all automatic. So Mindy, can you tell them how many tickets to submit per day? No, I was talking to Michael Flanagan about this. And while I think it makes a lot of sense, as far as I can tell, and I don't want to go poking around with you guys, you know what? You get an idea what it looks like. Let me take down the screen share. Again, I'm just not sure if I start clicking on this stuff exactly what it's going to show, and I don't want to show too much publicly. Yeah, see, it's got case IDs and FN SKUs and all that. I don't need you guys. I don't need just the general public seeing all that. I'm not sure what you could do with the information, but I'll keep it to myself. Anyway, I don't see anything in here that allows you to throttle it back. Now, you can turn on and off the different features. Like if you don't want the feedback thing, then you can disable it. If you don't want Refund Rescuer, you can disable it. I don't think you can actually say only submit 2 tickets a day. It would be cool if it did, but that's kind of counterintuitive to what this system does, because they get paid basically to open tickets or to successfully settle tickets for you, but they got to open them in order for that to happen. I will say the person that behind this, I have found out his name is Chris Guthrie. He is not the one that many of us know. It's an IM guy. So, you know, I'm leery of IM guys, just me personally. I know there are some very good ones, and I know there are some very shady, far other end of the scale, crappy IM people. I have no idea where this guy falls in. So you may want to do some research. If you want to find out who he is, talk to him about it before you sign up. That's probably not a bad idea. I just wasn't in the mood to do it. I figured I'd give it a shot. So yeah, John T-Rex says, okay, then they've gone back to the original way. How long have you been using it? And yeah, I think it was the volume in the time frame that they were submitting it. Yeah, they were submitting too many tickets in a very short time. That is definitely what the issue was. And Tom Ogden says, so you choose what they submit. You have no input into what they're doing. No, I don't choose. The only thing I can choose is which one of their services I want to use. I do not have control over what they're submitting tickets on. Nope, sure don't. And John says, I'm sure there are settings. To be honest, I have just let it run. Talking about Feedback Manager again, or Refund Manager, excuse me. So yeah, and I'm kind of in the same boat. And this thing's in the beta test. I mean, it's brand new. So you guys may want to wait a little while and see if something happens to me before you jump on board. Or maybe you decide it's not worth it at all and you just forego it. And that's cool. I just wanted to make you guys aware of the fact that it exists. I didn't know about Refund Manager, so I appreciate you guys bringing that up. There's so much information out there. It's amazing how much that everything has changed in just a couple of years. You know, I talk about this from time to time in small groups of, you know, when I first started 3 years ago, which I got the little thing on my Facebook page the other day. I might make a post about it. I came in yesterday and said, you left AT&T 3 years ago. So I have been doing this for, 3 years now, and I've seen a lot of changes. Karina says, when you say IM guy, what do you mean? Craig says information marketer. I always called them internet marketers, but yeah, either one's going to apply. It's basically somebody that sells information or services. And a lot of them, like I said, a lot of them are shady because it's just a quick way to make a buck. Now, there are some very good ones that care about their customers and they try to make sure they have the best experience possible. So if you get hooked up with an IM guy, internet marketer, information marketer, that is just in it for the quick buck, then you're not going to get customer service. And, you know, if your account, something does happen, whatever, you know, that person's not going to talk to you. You get with somebody that you can actually talk to or has a team that you talk to and has a good reputation, they're going to stand behind their product. So that's kind of the difference between the two. Reputable IM guy, going to stand behind the product. The sleazy guy, going to get your money and run. It's just the way things are. You know, that's why it's important to build trust with your audience before you try to sell them something. And that's why I'm giving you guys my feeling on it, but I want you to be aware that I do not have the full picture. I am just telling you the results that I've had to this point, but I do not know who's behind the service. I haven't had to use the customer service yet. It may be horrible. I don't know. Could be absolutely wonderful, but the guy's name is Chris Guthrie. He is not the one most of us know in the Facebook groups. It's another IM guy out there. If you want to do some research, go for it. Probably not a bad idea. Now that I think about it, actually, when I heard it was Chris Guthrie, I was like, oh, I know Chris. He's a good guy. This is awesome. And I signed right up. And then I found out afterwards that it was the other guy. So anyway, look at it for yourself and see what you decide. And I was going to talk about something else and I forget what it was. Just totally slipped my mind. The whole information, I don't know. Anyway, so services are out there. Refund Manager sounds like it's decent. Look into this one. It's called AMZ Suite. amzsuite.com, amzsuite.com. Just some options. And, if you have a VA, that's awesome. I don't have a VA. I don't have time to train a VA. To me, this is $400 free money that I otherwise wouldn't have gotten, because there's no way I would have gone through my reports to pull all this data. The last thing, we're going to have a short show tonight because there's not a lot of questions. Last thing is ScanPower conference coming up this weekend. So anybody that is going to that conference, please come hit me up. I know most of the people, but there are a few new names that I maybe recognize their names from groups, but I have not met personally, and I hope to meet all of them this weekend. Guys, man, if you're not going, I feel sorry for you, honestly. I went to Providence last year. I went to Orlando in, what was it, late June, early July, right in that neighborhood. It was awesome. So very excited about tomorrow. Oh, Julie, is that Julie Batt, I assume? You are one of them that I recognize your name, and yes, you better come introduce yourself to me, or I'll try to track you down the best I can. Tom, do you still use ScanPower? Yes, I do. Has the new pricing structure affected you? I don't know yet. Well, I will say this, I get a discount on ScanPower because Chris and I are friends. So it is not going to affect me personally, regardless. All right. Full disclosure again. But I am very interested to see, because I still get the tracking metrics, I am very interested to see how I would line up if I were going to be affected by this. Now, something came up, and actually, this would be an interesting topic. I'll tell you right now, we're going to go an hour, because I'm going to probably bring up two things. But what's very interesting to me, I have currently 272, I think is the number. I'm pulling up my inventory. I believe I have 272 active SKUs. Let me just verify that number. Oh, 267. I must have sold some stuff. Maybe I sold out of a couple of things. I have 267 active SKUs. For me to send more than 100 SKUs in a month, and that's how this thing is done. It's not by the number of products you send. It's not by how many SKUs are in each shipment. It is simply how many SKUs are you sending per month. I don't send that many. I will be very interested to see exactly how many I send, but with 267, I would have to send a third of my inventory every month. I won't do that. I seriously, between the replens that I have and the few new products that I do add, I'm going to drop off some other products. I don't see going over the 100, which is going to put me in the same pricing tier that I normally would be in anyway. Yeah, and Julie says, I only have 115 or so. I could easily be free if I plan right. Julie, you should be free without a doubt. I mean, unless you're growing and just adding that many SKUs, which is fine. But even then, okay, so you go from free to $50 a month, which is what the base tier that most people are in now anyway. So you could actually double the size of your current inventory and pay the same amount that you're paying now. Chances are, yes, you're going to be free for quite a while. T-Rex says, I have 955 and I probably send a couple hundred a month. And for you, for T-Rex, it's going to be more expensive. If you are a wide and not deep seller, and that's what jumped out at me. KIB said, you're an atypical seller. We're on pace to do, I venture to say we're on pace to do close to 1 million this year. I think we'll do 1 million. And I don't see us ever having over 500 SKUs active at any given time. Now, we will sell out of this and buy that. We will have more than 500 SKUs total, obviously, but not active at one time. Apparently, that is a very small number, which I found kind of surprising. Yeah, Tom says, does the free option give you the scanning app? Yes, it does. You right now, anyone that wants to start using ScanPower on one device will have it free. Now, if you John said he has over 100 bras. I got to wonder why a man, about 60 years old, why he would have 100 bras. But hey, you know what? I don't judge. I'll tell you that right now. Whatever you want to do, John, that's on. No, I know what he's saying. He has, And booksellers would be very affected because booksellers, you know, you're going to send one of each book, and it's very easy to get up to a few hundred SKUs very quickly. That's just not me. Tom says, so if you list and ship using another product, you can continue to use the scanning app and no charge. That is my take on it. Yes, sir. I believe that's it. It's really based on, the majority of what they do is based on how many SKUs you send. So if you're not using ScanPower List for your listing, you're probably never going to be charged anything. The one thing that I saw that would, again, apply to me is I have ScanPower Mobile on both my iPad and my iPhone. Now, if I needed to, rather than pay $69 a month, if you know, my usage didn't put me in that tier, I'm not going to change how I list stuff. You know, changing how I do my business to try to save a couple of bucks is ridiculous to me. I'll tell you that right now. I spend, you know, $120 for an app that reprices for me. I spend the $9 for keyword searches. I'm not going to get upset about $10, $20, $30 one way or another. I don't want this to sound wrong, but it's very insignificant in the grand scheme of things if you are a seller at that level. If you're sending 100 SKUs a month, $30 really should not affect you a whole lot. That's my personal take on it. But yes, if you want to use a different scanning or a different listing app, then yeah, you could probably use their scanner for free. I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. Oh, and you also get Web Scout now, up to, like, at each tier you get a certain amount of things that you can track, which is kind of cool. All right. Craig says bra sizes, colors, brands, wire, no wire, asking John what kind of bras he has. Excuse me. All right, Tom Ogden. All right, so we're going to shift gears from the ScanPower stuff, and he says, has the AirPillow machine been working for you? It's awesome. Yes, it has. It's expensive. I don't suggest anyone buy it that is on a budget, but my God, if you love toys the way I love toys and you got money in your budget, that thing is freaking awesome. And something else that I just bought that was about $1,000 is an electric tape dispenser for the paper tape, and that's amazing. So yeah, I've got these two machines sitting side by side that I've got about $2,200 wrapped up in, maybe 23, I don't know, a lot. And it doesn't make any sense. And I can't justify the cost. I can't tell you, if you make air pillows, you're going to save this much money. So over this much time versus using craft paper or any other source, it's going to pay for itself. I have no idea. I really don't. I'm not going to play around and try to convince you that it's cost effective. I can't tell you that I save enough on paper tape versus regular tape to justify the cost. I don't think I do. I think the cost is pretty much the same. But I love my toys, and I've just gotten to the point where when I want something, I've learned, I know myself well enough. When I put it off and I buy it later, I'm like, man, I should have done this months ago. So now I am much more apt. I'm not more impulsive. I just know me, and I'm more apt to buy something, because when something grabs me and I know what that feeling is, like, yeah, this is the right decision. Yeah, it definitely saves time. Now that I will tell you, both of those items will save you a decent amount of time. I mean, if you just turn on the air machine and roll out 50 feet of it, you can set how many feet, you know, you can roll that out of this size pillow and that size pillow. And then when you get it, you just go grab it and put it down. The tape dispenser is amazing on time. My wife has used it, and now my packers have used it. I've used it, and we all agree that while it may not be worth $1,000, it is awesome. And yes, it saves you time. It makes it very simple. You just push a button for the length of tape you want to spit out. It spits it out immediately. I've had no issues with the glue. It holds the box better. I don't have to double tape or triple tape anything. Yeah, the time savings, I mean, it's cool. You just, you know, like for a 24-inch box, I'll use 33 inches of tape. That way I've got a nice little overhang. So, you know, that's like 4 inches, 4.5 inches if you do it exact, which you never do. But that gives you about 4 inches on each side. So, you know, 33 inches of tape on a 24-inch box, perfect. You hit the little 33, it spits it out, put it down, you're done. It's awesome. So definitely Saves you a little bit of time. I can't say it's, again, a ton of time, but it'll save you a little bit, and I like it. T-Rex says, my time is money. I value mine at $200 an hour, so wouldn't take long to recoup the cost. See, I'm worth about 25 bucks an hour. I like to say 100, but I know I'm just way over billing myself, but whatever. All right, so post pics, how big? Not sure what you mean by that. Okay. Type out a couple more words. Let me understand. I mean, I can post pictures for you, but oh, how big are they? Okay. It's about that big. How big is it? It is probably about 2/3 the size of a microwave. I mean, it's pretty good size, but it's not huge. If you know how big a mini packer is, it's about the same size as a mini packer. When I set it on a table, how about this? The mini packer and the tape machine side by side tend to take up about half of, is it a 6 or an 8 foot table? I think it's an 8 foot table. So it's about 2 feet wide and maybe 3 feet long. Sits about a foot or so high. Matt Kelly, size of a groundhog. There you go. Size of a groundhog. That'll work. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can go measure the thing out. I'll send you pictures and a tape measure and all that good stuff. I can get to the information for sure. But it's fast. Matt, did you buy one? Both from Uline. No, I bought my tape dispenser from Matt. You need one, man. You work in a freaking warehouse. You have an actual warehouse. I just like to pretend I'm one of the big dogs. No, I did not get the tape dispenser from Uline. I got that from Amazon. I did order my tape from Uline though, and I got the 3-inch tape reinforced. Yeah, Matt says he wants one, but he's cheap. I know. How about you sell one of those 8 vehicles that you have, and then you could buy several of them? Just a thought. But Matt collects cars like I collect, tape machines and warehouse toys. So yeah, I got it from Amazon. I can post the link if you want. Like I said, it's a ridiculous number. It's $1,007 is what I paid. And I can't recommend it unless you just want it, and then it's awesome. And actually, I guess I should look it up just so I can tell people exactly what it is I'm talking about. All right, here it is. It's called the Better Packages BP555ES. That's the one I got. For those of you in the chat room right now, I will put up the link to exactly the one that I got. Obviously, there's no affiliate on that. T-Rex says, yep, that's the Flash. He will get his vehicles at Goodwill, but pays $1,000 for a tape dispenser. That's not totally, that's not too far from the truth. I paid $2,800 for my 2002 Honda Odyssey when I needed a new car. Tom says, I want a cheap machine that turns cardboard into dunnage. I've seen one of those. But I don't know. I don't know if Amazon would accept that, because they will not take paper fill, right? Because they don't want little pieces of paper everywhere. So I guess it depends, does it turn cardboard like into that mesh sort of stuff? Then you'd probably be okay. But if it chips it into little crumbly pieces of cardboard, okay. Tom says it's mesh. Okay. So if it turns it into mesh, I think you'd probably be just fine. If it turns cardboard into little pieces of paper, no, I don't think you'll be okay. But I have seen one of those. That thing's huge. Now it was neat to see, but unless you truly have a warehouse, that thing is enormous. Very cool, very expensive, but it's huge. Oh, okay. Tom says he gets them inbound all the time. Cool. Matt, yeah, it may be worth looking into for you. We get boxes all the time, that's for sure. So I forget what it was called. Somebody posted about it in a Facebook group. That was the only reason I know what they're talking about. I had never seen or heard of it before. So pretty neat. But Matt, I'll see if I can find it for you. I don't know. See what I can come up with. All right. I won't get into my second thing because it was really just a question to kind of see where you guys stand on stuff. But yeah, we're 5 minutes to 9. I think we'll call it quits there. And again, excited to see everybody that's going to be at the ScanPower conference. And if you're not going to be there, I'm sorry, I'm going to miss you. It's going to be a lot of fun. It is a room full of 100 of the smartest people that I know. There's going to be rare exceptions, of course, because not every smart person I know is going to be there, but a lot of them are. When people pay that kind of money to attend a conference, it is just a different level of conversation that takes place. And it's happened every time I've gone, and I can't wait to do it again. And T-Rex, I'm glad you made it live too. He said he's glad he made this one live. I'm glad you made it live. I appreciate you being here. And good luck with the move. Let me know when you get back to Jacksonville so I can come down and see you, buddy. And Tom says, Matt, if I find one, I'll let you know. So that's cool. See, it's all about the networking and finding out what's available out there. That's what happens when you come to Fast Turn Radio. You just never know where the conversation is going to lead. So, all right, guys. Hope everybody has a profitable week. I'm probably not going to be back next week. I will be back in time for the show, but I'll probably be stinking tired because I got about a 5-hour drive from Orlando, and it's going to be on Wednesday. And if I have if I know the young guns, we're going to be up probably pretty late on Tuesday, which is going to make leaving early on Wednesday, or we're going to be up late on Tuesday, going to leave early on Wednesday. No, I'm going to leave late on Wednesday. So anyway, probably not going to have a show, probably going to be a little tired from the whole Orlando event. So we'll probably best to plan on 2 weeks from now. Appreciate you guys really and truly for being here. We've been doing the show for almost 2 years now, I think. I wanted to look back at that because I can't believe you guys have supported me this long, and it truly does mean a lot. And thank you so much. Oh, Lynette was here. Hey, Lynette. So until next time, it's going to be about 2 weeks from now. Dwayne, you will be away 2 weeks from now. Where am I going 2 weeks from now? I don't know. Maybe I won't be back. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Matt knows something I don't. Matt, yeah, I might have to hire him to start keeping my schedule for me. Disney. Oh, that's right. I'll be in Disney. Holy crud. That's right. Maybe I should do. Okay. I will work very hard at doing a show next week because, yeah, you're right. I won't be here 2 weeks from now. All right. Anyway, guys, I'm turning it off. Thanks for the reminder, Matt. And I'll let you know earlier than like 2 hours beforehand whether or not I'm going to have a show next week. Matt's going to invoice me for the management fees. Thank you guys for all being here live, and those listening on SoundCloud and those that are watching on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, you can always hit me up in Fast Turn Radio group. Just tag me in the post. Otherwise, I may not see it because I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook, believe it or not. But you guys have a good night. Diana, always great to see you. Thank you for showing up, and I will see you guys hopefully next week. Night, guys.